What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where you subscribe for daily updates on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We are going to take a look at that weekly resistance that we made a video about a few days ago. Going to see if that's still holding. I'm going to show you at what point I will get bullish if we break and hold above, and I'll talk about that in which time frame. Definitely stick around for the whole video. We're going to start out with the macro and move on down to the micro. I'm going to make this pretty quick. Definitely stick around. You don't want to miss anything. We're also going to take a look at the dollar index. So let's get into it. Don't forget there's a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading in any market. We're going to take a look at the Fear and Greed Index, but first I want to remind you guys, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like, and leave your comment below to enter to win the Ledger Nano S. We will be doing that on Sunday. Again, make sure you smash the likes and leave your comment. And in your comments, let me know if you're bullish or bearish, where you think our next point of support and resistance is. I'm curious to see what you guys are looking at, and let's get into it. So we dropped 4 points from yesterday from the fear zone, or from the neutral zone back into the fear zone. This is the monthly that we've been looking at, guys. I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing in the macro. Lower highs is all we've done, and then if we look at this trend line here, we're showing higher highs in the price, lower highs in the RSI. This is the monthly that is bearish divergence. Also, we have this trend line here that has been extremely important, and as of right now, it is holding as resistance. And as I put on the thumbnail, that is right here. We're going to zoom in real quick, and then we'll take a look at the RSI also. But as you can see, we made this video a few days ago of this trend line being our major resistance, and we did hit it and get rejected again. I did get stopped out in my shorts that I had in there from yesterday. As you guys know, I had my stops at 10.9. I think we made it to like 10.30. So I kind of screwed up there, but I did enter some more shorts because I'm fairly confident that we will hold here. Let's look at the RSI and we'll talk about the major trade opportunity or buy opportunity that I think will be coming, and that is retesting the bottom of this trend line. If it does happen, that will be a great buy zone or long zone if you're trading. If it does happen, I still believe there is a big drop coming, guys, and I'll show you where and why I'm looking at that. Let's look at the daily first. So as you can see, I had this rising broadening wedge with a measured move of about 3,800. Remember, we have a CME gap on the 8-hour right around 3,570. I'm not saying it has to fill, but you should definitely be aware that it's down there. But that is the target of the breakdown from this rising broadening wedge. And if you look at it in the RSI, we broke out of this wedge here, came back up, tried to test it. And it all depends where you put this trend line. I guess I could put it here, but I really think there is a spot. If we do get a major run up, I think it would just be to retest this before continuing down. And that could be as high as the 12,200. Like I said, I don't see it happening, but it's definitely a possibility to come up, get a quick wake up here, retest this rising broadening wedge, and we'll take a look at a few different views also. If you look at this rising broadening wedge here in the pink, that shows as high as 13.9, which would be a double top. Although, like I said, I don't see that happening. But let's take a measured move. If we were to break down within the next day or two, we would be having a target there of right around the 6,500 range, 6,500 to 6,600, depending on where it breaks. If it breaks, that's around the bottom of this trend line right now is around 10,020. Now let's take a look at Prime XBT. If you haven't checked it out already, I suggest you do. I'll leave a tutorial up top. It's by far my favorite exchange. You can trade Forex, crypto, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all on one platform. And they don't trade against you. It's not scammy like a lot of other ones. If you want to use my promo code Savy50, that will get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus. Up to 1 Bitcoin, Savy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. The good thing about trading on leverage is you can make money going up or down. It doesn't matter which way the market's going. But as of right now, like I said, I did get stopped out. And as you guys know, I was up 0.6 Bitcoin yesterday on this account. And again, guys, this is not my main account. This is just a small account that I keep up here so I can show you guys my trading, which I also do about the same trades on my main account, just lower leverage. But anyways, I started this with 0.1 Bitcoin. As of right now, we are at 0.101. And I'm currently in shorts with my stop at 11,1200. If we do make, and I'll show you why here in a few, but I'm watching this trend line here. It's around 11,000, but I wanted to go a little above it just in case we get a wick like we did. Right here, we hit 10,920, and I had my stops at 10,9, which sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's get into this daily here. As you guys know, I've been watching this. I still believe this is a good possibility that we are going to see a drop here, like we did over here. Last time, of course, we had a big Black Swan event. I do think there's a good possibility with everything going on in the world today that we will see another Black Swan event. Let's take some measured moves here. First let's look at what happened over here. As you can see, where we had this bear flag here and came down, this is a rising broadening wedge. Also looks like a bear flag. Let's take a look at what we could be seeing. If we came up to retest the top of this, depending on where we hit, it's going to be between 11,700 and 11,800 if we did it in the next few days. A break of this trend line, then it gets bullish. Also, like I said, a break of 11,000, then we break that weekly resistance. If we close a daily above that, it could be pretty damn bullish. But let's take a look at this as a bear flag. We have a measured move of around 8,600. Whoops, let me put that back. And if we take a look at this as a rising broadening wedge and we break down in the next day or two, we'd be looking at about 89.80, right in that range. Although if we look in here at the volume here, the volume is declining while the price is rising. I do think there's going to be some big move coming. If that is up, I don't see it going past 11.7. Looking at it this way, and if we come down, we're going to have our support around 10,350. And as a matter of fact, that's where I have my take profits on my trades and see what happens here. May get a bounce and come up, but I will short a break of this trend line also. Let's go into 4 hours. So on the 4 hour, as you guys know, swing low to the swing high. These are the Fibonacci retracement levels. And again, guys, we're making nothing but lower highs here, even in the 4 hour or daily, whichever way you want to look at it up here. A break of 11,200 will break this trend line here, and then we could be looking to retest this rising wedge. And on the rising wedge, like I said, there's a few different ways to look at this. That's why I'm showing you guys all options. With the rising wedge here around 12.4. 12.4 to 12.5 would be retesting the top of this. A break of this high over here, then that invalidates all this, and we could be continuing up. But let's take a look at the first Fibonacci retracement level at about 10,450. That's the 0.236, a break below this. And we'd be looking at the 91.80. And like you guys know, I have been looking for that 9,200 level as my first target for a bigger move. A break of that, then we have the 0.5 fib at 81.65. And then, of course, the golden pocket zone between 68.50 and 71.50. I would expect at least a bounce here. And a break of this, our next target is the target of this rising broadening wedge. You measure the widest point, put it to where we broke down, and it gets us around the $6,000 range, a break of that. Next stop's 0.786 at 56.75, and then our double bottom would be here And this blue line down here is that CME futures gap that you can see on the 8 hour. Again, not saying it has to happen, but definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, that's what we're looking at here. Nothing real spectacular in the RSI as of right now. Let's go into the smaller time frame. Looking at the 1 hour. Look at this as a rising channel that we did break down from. We have a measured move of about 9690, 9700. That is where our daily CME futures gap is that everybody's been talking about forever. Now, something I want to talk about here, if we do get down to this level, guys, be careful. A lot of people are going to be wanting along this level thinking it's just going to fill the gap and go up. We will most likely get a bounce. But I think with everybody long in here, it's going to end up being a long squeeze, and it's going to get ugly for the bulls. Just my opinion. Be careful. So let's look at this rising wedge here that we have broken down out of. We have a measured move around 10,160. Now, if you can see this dotted line, let me get this out of the way. Look at this as a rising broadening wedge. If we do come up to retest the top of that, around 11,171 area or whatever, I would expect a wick back down. And if we break this bottom trend line, the other way you could look at this is, let me draw it in here. We were just talking about it in the group last night, but this could be a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and break down from this trend line. And as of right now, this trend line lies around 10,680, right in there, give or take. And the measured move or the breakdown of that is around 10,330, 340, somewhere in that range. So keep an eye on these levels if this breaks. Otherwise, if we do get a push up, and we'll look at the dollar index, and I'll show you what would kind of give you a sign that we're going to get a move up or down. But as of right now, that's what we're looking at, guys. And this is a smaller time frame, obviously. Let's look at the dollar index. We have a measured move here of the 95.86 level. This trend line right here, we are about to hit it as I'm making this video. So Bitcoin may try to push up. But guys, I think we're going to get a bounce here and continue up from there. But yeah, we've been looking at this. This is a measured move off the rising or the falling broadening wedge that we broke out of here. And this is the measured move up to 95.86 range. We could still fall a little bit more. Look for around the 93.45 would be the lowest. If we do break back below this and the dollar continues down, then obviously it's probably going to push Bitcoin, gold, Litecoin, Ethereum, everything up. But keep an eye on this level. I think the dollar is most likely going to bounce there, and then we can be looking at this target up here. And when we hit this target around this area, then I would be looking for a long in Bitcoin, at least temporarily. So all this stuff kind of goes with each other. You got to keep an eye on it. But as I have right now, if you look, I think we're going to get this bounce here, and I'll show you another reason why. If you look here, we're getting, let me make that thicker so you guys can see it. Look there, we're getting higher highs in the price action, or higher lows in the price action. And down here, we're getting lower lows in the price action. That is hidden bullish divergence. Litecoin, nothing has changed at all. As I had said, I'm breaking this 50-50. Then my bearish bias goes to bullish. But we do have this 200 EMA on the 4 hour right around $49 as major resistance. If that does break, I'd be looking for the $50.50 range. If we do break back in this channel, guys, then that invalidates these targets. But as of now, their targets are still valid. Look at this as a rising channel. Down to 38.62 is the measured move. And if we look at this whole thing as a bear flag, this measured as the flagpole, and where we broke down from it, 31.25, still what I'm looking at here. If we look here at these highs, let me zoom in a little bit on this chart. Look at this high here. We still have 20 minutes till this 4 hour, or I'm sorry, yeah, this 4 hour closes. Which, is that correct? Suppose it is. But these are lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI, guys. That is bearish divergence. Let's look at Ethereum, same targets. Nothing has changed here either. A break of this 400 level invalidates the lower level counts, but I'm still looking for these targets in Ethereum. First one being a measured move off this rising broadening wedge. And you could also, the rising broadening wedge, and that's 246. We've had these here for weeks, guys. And then looking at this as a bear flag right here. You can see that. Looking at this as the flagpole, and where we broke down from here gets us down to that $200 level. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at still, guys. Nothing has changed there. And let's take a look at gold. Gold is trying to push up. Looks like it has enough room in the RSI for one more push up, maybe to the 1916 level before coming down. But again, guys, a lot of this depends on what the dollar index does here. I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching. Again, let me know in the comments below what you think's going on. I'd like to see what everybody else's view is here. Don't forget to smash that like, leave your comment, and subscribe to the channel by clicking the CryptoSavy logo above my head. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it, and I'm out.